Hello everyone, this is Lucy of iBroke72 here, back in a video. And first of all, I know you're probably wondering why on earth you're doing a Champions League preview. It's not really related, and why you wear a Man City shirt. The reason being is just because the majority of my videos are all just match previews and match reactions for Rangers, but obviously because the season's all done and dusted, there isn't going to be any match previews and match reviews for a while. So I just thought, just so that I'm still uploading, I thought, why not do a Champions League preview, and I'll also do a match review tomorrow from a Man City's point of view. So as you can probably tell by the shirt, I'm a Man City fan. They're my favourite English team. I prefer Rangers obviously, but I do quite like Man City. They're my favourite English team. So just so that I'm still uploading, I thought, why not do a Champions League preview, and I'll do a review tomorrow, as I said. So as I'd usually do in my Rangers previews, I'll discuss both teams' recent form. So I know Man City's recent game was a 5-0 win against Everton. I know that off the top of my head. I'm looking at all like Chelsea's also recent results. I'm just looking at my iPad here. Okay, so Man City's most recent result was a 5-0 win against Everton at Etihad in the last Premier League game of the season, with goals from Kevin De Bruyne, Gabriel Jesus, Phil Foden, and a brace from Sergio Aguero in his last ever Premier League game. And well, if he plays tomorrow, it'll be his. I do think he'll play. I don't know if he'll start, but I do think he'll play, and it will be his last ever game for Man City. And before that, it was a 3-2 loss to Brighton. Man City had 10 men. Before that, it was a 4-3 win against Newcastle. I think Ferran Torres scored a hat-trick that game. The other goal was from Joao Cancelo. Before that, it was a 2-1 loss to Chelsea, which was some called the Champions League preview. A 2-1 loss to Chelsea. And before that, it was a 2-0 win against PSG in the second leg of the Champions League semi-finals, which sent them through to the final of the competition with a brace from Riyad Mahrez. And Chelsea's last 5 results have been... the most recent result was a 2-1 loss to Aston Villa. They also had 10 men that game in the last Premier League game of the season. But thankfully for Chelsea, they still managed to get top 4 because Tottenham lost 4. No, I mean Tottenham beat Leicester 4-2, which meant Leicester would finish 5th. Wait, Leicester finished. Leicester. I'm pretty sure Leicester City finished 5th, and then Chelsea finished 4th. So thankfully for Chelsea fans, they still managed to get top 4. Before that, it was a 2-1 win against Leicester City. Before that, it was a 1-0 loss to Leicester City in the FA Cup final. Before that, it was a 1-0 loss to Arsenal, and before that, it was a 2-1 win against Man City, which, like I said, some called the Champions League preview. Okay, so Chelsea have won 2 of the last 5 games, and Man City have won one of the last 2 of the last 3. 2 of the last 4. Man City won 3 of the last 5. So Man City are in slightly better form coming into this game. I think both teams have a good chance of winning it, but if I had to predict who I think will win it, if I had to predict who I think are favourites, I'd say Man City just edge it for me, just based off recent form. But again, Chelsea have been in brilliant form since Thomas Tuchel came in. I think when he came in and Frank Lampard was signed, I think they were like 9th in the league. Now he came in in January, he's done an amazing job. Don't know how many games he's played, but he's only lost 4 games. Drawn a few as well, but he's done a brilliant job. He's improved the defence as well, and he's got them to 2 cup finals. I know one of them he lost, but he's got them to an FA Cup final and a Champions League final, all in the space of like 4 months. And well, hopefully loses the Champions League final as well, because hopefully Man City win it. But he has done a brilliant job since he came in. But if I had to predict, I'd say Man City just edge it for me, just based off recent form. Before this season, Man City had never even got past the. I think the farthest they ever got was the quarterfinals or semi-finals. I can't remember. I think it was the quarterfinals. That was the farthest I think that was the farthest they've ever got to before this season. And now they got to the semi-final. They played PSG. I think the first leg was 2-1 to Man City, and the second leg was 2-0 to Man City. So this is Man City's first ever Champions League final. So this is their chance to win their first ever Champions League title. Or will it be a second Champions League title for Chelsea? I don't know. But obviously, from Man City's point of view, hopefully Man City will win their first ever Champions League tomorrow, which I think they will. But again, Chelsea have a good chance. It's an open game. Both teams have a good chance to win it. But if I had to predict who I think will win it, I'd say Man City just edge it for me, just based off recent form. Okay, as for my score prediction, I'm going to go with a 1. I think it will end 1-0 at full time, and then I think Man City will win 2-1 in extra time. As for my goal scorers, I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with Aguero and Foden to score the goals. And as for my team, alright, in goals, Ederson, right back, Kyle Walker, centre backs, Stones and Diaz, left back, Joao Cancelo, midfield 3, Foden, De Bruyne and Gundogan, and then up top Aguero, Sterling and Jesus. Okay, so yeah, that pretty much does it. If you like the video, leave a like, and I'll see you all tomorrow for my match review.